Coming into view as we look up the avenue right here, you're going to see the front banners of the parade. So it'll just be a few more minutes and they'll be here for all you folks that have been waiting patiently in the rain. Nancy, like you said, this is the first time that we've had this kind of weather, isn't it?
Seems to me this is the wettest it's ever been. I remember a couple years ago it was nice and sunny. I want to introduce the other broadcasters that are up here. With the microphone is Paul Layton of Layton Management, owner of the Burger King in Grafton. And to his left is Sharon Irwin, who is past president of the Grafton Chamber of Commerce and represents Ozaki Bank. These are among the volunteers that we have that help to plan and organize the parade that you're going to see today. We have a committee of about 25 people that work very hard to put this event on. So we were hoping for a little bit better weather.
Well, Sharon, last year you rode in the parade and you had a little bit better weather than this.
Yes, last year was excellent. We had sunshine and I didn't even have to wear a jacket, so we have just a little bit of a change here, but that'll happen here and there. Nance?
What we want you to watch for at the beginning of the parade, we have a sort of a patriotic theme in tribute to the September 11th tragedy. We have an Uncle Sam and an eagle, and they're going to be handing out some flags for the kids. We have the shamrock pipes and drums. So right now I want you to all keep in your thoughts while we're all here today. We'd like to keep in our memories the people that have lost their loved ones recently.
For those of you who have been waiting for the parade down here, we had the advantage of being up in the lineup area. I think it was a little chaotic down here. You should have been up there because everybody was scrambling for cover for the last hour and a half. But they all hung in there, and I know one thing from marching parades in the past myself, they'll all appreciate as much support and applause as we can give them. But it was quite a chaotic event up there for the last hour and a half to get this thing together.
The theme of our parade this year is Winter Wonderland. It looks a little bit more like a
Spring shower.
spring shower. That's
I would
right
say.
there. It's warm, but it's raining. But we're taking advantage of this break in the weather to get the Grafton Christmas parade down the road.
How many years have we been doing this, Nancy?
This is the 22nd year of the Grafton Christmas parade, and we're really proud to bring this event to Grafton each year.
I see carrying the chamber banner we have a couple Girl Scouts, and I think that's paying tribute to Mel Nowak, our outstanding citizen this year.
That's right. Mel has been involved in Girl Scouting in Grafton for a number of years, and in her honor, we asked a couple of current Girl Scouts to carry the chamber banner. Mel has also been a crossing guard in Grafton for 35 years, so a number of the young people that have grown up over the years and attended St. Paul's, where she is stationed, know her and have been excited about seeing her in the parade today. The first unit we have coming, of course, is our police chief, Howard Thede. He's been in our parade every year since the first year, and he does a wonderful job of heading up our great Grafton Police Department. Let's have a big wave for the camera, Howie.
He almost arrested us this year when we tried to get down here in a hurry, but that's all right. We got down here.
Oh, did you drive those go-karts down the street again? Oh, that was when we left in the car, right?
There's Sheriff Straub coming right behind Chief Thede. As always, we put our men in blue in front.
Thank you, Sheriff Straub. Nothing could be... Thank you. It's a real Chamber of Commerce day in Grafton.
Now we have the Roseharms Legion Post Color Guard. Let's have a big round of applause. They're
Max
very
Ruford
supportive
is
of
in...
all the chamber events, help us out with the Grand Prix. A number of different times a year, the Legion comes to our assistance. They also help host some of our political forums that we hold, candidate forums, and do a great job for us.
The local Roseharms Post are veterans of World War II, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, the Persian Gulf War, and unfortunately I think we will have more veterans that will be joining them in the not too distant future. They have about 317 members, and they've been in our parade all the years, and they're followed by the Cedarburg.
The Cedarburg Legion Post Color Guard.
They've been in Grafton for every parade, and they always follow our local Legion. When there's a parade in Cedarburg, our Legion follows their Legion in opening the parade.
Sort of a complimentary thing.
Yes, it is. And following them, we will be having the first team, 1st Cavalry.
And they're retired veterans, I saw by what I'm looking in our program today, Nancy. First military
This is the
unit.
first team, 1st Cavalry, directed by Vincent Picard. This is the first military unit into Manila, World War II, and the first American troops to occupy Tokyo, Japan in 1945. We're happy that they could join us today. Let's give them a big round of applause.
And in a very quiet fire department. At this point in time, I'm just surprised that they're not having their usual good time and pushing buttons and bells and whistles and everything else. But I think we just got about just every unit from the Grafton Fire Department here, starting with the
Let's show our appreciation
fire inspection
for the
team.
Grafton Volunteer Fire Department. Do you think they're not doing their whistles in honor of the fallen firefighters
That's
from
what I was
September
wondering.
11th?
I think that might be it. Somebody just mentioned that. And
I think that the lack of their sirens is a memorial to the fallen firefighters from September. They've also said that they do that because they don't like scaring the little children, you know, with the loud noise. Right. Because sometimes there were a lot of scared children this morning out at that breakfast.
Were
Santa
they?
Claus still gets to them every time.
Yeah. They think they're pretty big until they get up to the big guy in red.
That's
yeah,
right.
The
That's
breakfast with
right.
Santa held this morning out at Circle B here in Grafton. How many costume characters did we have out there, Nancy?
There were about 20 of the costume characters out there, and there were over 500 adults and children that attended the breakfast, so it was a great event.
Another super turnout out there. Part of our trifecta of events actually today. Starts out with the breakfast with Santa and continues with the parade, which actually an hour and a half ago the parade was in some pretty serious jeopardy. It was pouring pretty hard, but here we are. We got it in, and then of course concluding tonight with the Grafton Community Christmas party to be held once again at Circle B, 5 p.m. social hour and 6 o'clock dinner. And I heard the turnout for that is also going to be pretty good.
Hello, Mr. Holzer. Yes, it is. We have about 200 people coming out there this evening, where we also have an auction to raise money for the Chamber Scholarship Funds. The Chamber gives away $6,000 in scholarships each year, and that money is raised at tonight's auction.
And I think the Hunt family has been a major contributor to that, hasn't they?
I've gotten a few nice little baubles out of that, but they're not having any jewelry this year, so my husband is going to have to do his shopping somewhere else.
Also, Nancy, right around the fire department right now, I see walking down the parade route Jolly the Elf, who picks up all the letters and things like that from the kids, and of course gets those letters off to Santa, and each one of those letters each year is answered to each one of those children. A really great program with Jolly the Elf.
Jolly must have a lot of clout to get Santa to get those letters back in time.
I think Jolly is the premier elf.
I would say so.
Jolly the Elf is now coming down the street, so if you kids have letters that you've written to Santa Claus, you can get those to Jolly, and Jolly will make sure that Santa Claus sends you a letter back if you've included your address.
I think this is the auxiliary float, right, from the fire department?
Yes, that's correct. They're always the first float because they want to stick close to their firemen.
Another tribute, I think, to our September 11th with the boots and fire gear out there for them. Nancy, how many volunteers end up going into putting this parade together?
I'm sure that there are, it ends up to be about 100 volunteers if you take into consideration all of the community groups that are involved in marching and building floats. And so it's a good number of people in the Grafton community from all the churches and community groups, as well as our committee of at least 30.
Right.
Well, this event, Nancy, really is rivaling now. It's grown over the years. This event and the Fish Days Parade are really the Fish Day Parade are the two largest in Ozaukee County, are they not?
I believe they are, yes. There's Jolly the Elf.
Fish Day, of course, being held every July in Port Washington has the advantage of the summer weather usually and everything like that. But I believe that this would be the largest Christmas parade in all of Ozaukee County.
Yes, I believe it is, and I think that we've always touted it as being one of the largest Christmas parades north of Milwaukee. I was reading an article in the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel that appeared just yesterday morning, and they were talking about parades in West Bend and Oconomowoc and Butler. None of them had as many units as we have in this parade. We have over 100 units. A good portion of them showed up today.
Well, I've been getting some no-show reports in my ear, but to be honest with you, out of the over 100 units that we have, it's amazing. And we'll let it be a mystery, but I've only received 3 no-show reports, and that's just a testament to people's hard work and that people actually like to come out and do this parade.
Well, the first musical group that we'll be seeing right now is the Shamrock Club Color Guard Pipes and Drums. Their director is Jim Dickman, and the approximate age of their members is from 10 to 70. They march in about 21 to 25 parades each year, and the Color Guard is also an honor guard for wakes, weddings, and other ceremonies. One of the group's biggest honors was to be invited to Ireland in 1988 to march in Dublin's Millennium St. Patrick's Day Parade and take part in the festivities. Let's welcome them to Grafton.
Always like to see first-year participants in the parade like this, and unfortunately the weather's not cooperating with them, but we're glad they're here. We're really glad they're here.
I see that we have a couple of our volunteers from the parade committee carrying the banner. This group is sponsored by Grafton State Bank.
These people showed a lot of enthusiasm up there in the rain. They were practicing away no matter what.
They were
ready
among
to
the
go.
first to show up, and some of them came from as far south as Kenosha.
I got hit with a drum beater. I should know better, but you don't walk past those drummers, and especially me being a drummer, I should know better.
That's
and I
right.
got one right in the face.
Well, you can't keep these Irish people away from a nice party and a good celebration. Recognize her as the crossing guard who helps the children across the street in front of St. Paul's School. Driving Mel is her grandson, Mike Brewster, and riding in the car with her is her granddaughter, Tanya Nowak.
Mel does some wonderful things, Nancy. I'm in the scouting, and she's always there, ready to help those girls. A wonderful selection for an outstanding citizen.
Absolutely.
Next, we have our outstanding community group, Big Brothers Big Sisters of Ozaukee County.
The outstanding community group this year is Big Brother Big Sisters of Ozaukee County, and the match of the year for the Big Brother is Bob Garthy and Josh. And they're in the vehicle with you right now. Please give them a big round of applause.
Driving the vehicle, too, is Tom Sweet, one of our one of our board members on the Grafton Chamber, and helps out with a number of different projects, and is always here to help.
Here's our Big Brothers Big Sisters match for sisters, Becky Freitag and
That's right. This is a Big Brother Big Sister match of the year. Becky Freitag and Jeanette. They're part of our outstanding community group. And right in front of you now is our chamber president, Lori Sack. Lori is with Sack Accounting, and she's doing a great job running the chamber this year. She's in a car sponsored by Senior Luna, driven by Mike Larson.
and they're done that. And here comes our marching band dancing from Grafton High. I think I might know someone in here.
Looking pretty spiffy in their
got their new
uniforms and ponchos, aren't they?
I think we have a couple of the members of the Erlin family marching with the band.
The Grafton High School Marching Band. Let's give a big round of applause. Sharon, I'm glad that you raised a couple of band members to just keep the musical tradition going in Grafton.
I know a few members of the Grafton High School cheerleading squad that danced for the Macy's Day Parade. They danced to a performance event there. That was really quite an honor for them.
Yes, I think every year the Grafton cheerleaders send a couple of their members to do that. Here we have a little Christmas tree and an American eagle. And now,
Cub Scouts.
Here's the Cub Scout pack from pack 3817, okay, Grafton Elementary School.
the committee chairman. Oh, they're throwing candles. The committee chairman for this group is David Smith, and their Cub master is Drew Govak. We have all the Grafton Scouts coming in sort of this patriotic section of the parade. We've got Cub Scout Pack 3817, Pack 3839, Pack 3840, 3842, Scout Troop 839, Boy Scout Troop 842. These are all the future leaders of our country, and Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts, so let's give them all a big hand.
A great turnout, even though the weather's bad. They stuck with it. A cute little display there.
Good sports. Look at the cute snowman scouting in a winter wonderland.
Scouting, such a great function for these young kids, both Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts, and just it's great to see the what I like to see is the number of parents that are walking back behind the units here to help support their kids. It's great.
It's really an excellent family affair.
Yep. That's a nice looking one too, Nancy. The canoeing?
If
The ice, maybe.
we would have had a little bit more rain, they could have floated the canoe down the road.
Actually, that was a pretty good idea. I wonder if they came up with that after they heard the weather forecast, or...
Yeah, there you go.
Following the Scouts, there's a banner advertising a Gala Holiday Fest. Now, Gala is an acronym for Grafton Area Live Arts. This is a new nonprofit group that started in Grafton. They are dedicated to bringing the live performing arts to the young people in the community. And this is one of their first functions. I believe the Chamber just made a donation to this nonprofit to help them get up and running and get off the ground. So I'm going to make that announcement over the PA right now. It might sound
Absolutely,
like
and we have to give those people who started that group some credit, too.
The banner is announcing Gala Holiday Fest, which will take place on Saturday, December 1st at the Timothy Wooden Building. Gala is Grafton Area Live Arts, and this is a group that's going to be bringing the live arts to Grafton to entertain our young students. We'd like to thank the people of St. Paul Lutheran Church and School for hosting our staging area. They open their doors to us every year and invite a big crowd up there. And this year it was very nice to have that facility so we could get in out of the rain. So thank you to the people of St. Paul's and congratulations on your beautiful float.
And I don't know where we would have been without them this morning.
No,
Nancy.
they sheltered
ourselves
most of the parade staff and a lot of our guests and things this morning. I think we kind of overtook their school this morning.
We did, and St. Paul's has been in Grafton for 151 years. They just celebrated their sesquicentennial during this past year with a number of wonderful events.
Here come the dancing grannies, Nancy. Tell us a little bit about them.
The Dancing Grannies. They perform in about 20 parades each year from Memorial Day to Christmas, and they've won many trophies. But it's their enthusiasm and smiles from children all over that warm the hearts, and they're warming our hearts today, the Dancing Grannies. Sharon, I could dance with them.
You are. You're a grandma.
I am.
So it works.
I was going to say, and Nancy's going to try out for the group next year.
I am. I don't know if I can pass muster, though. They look like they can hold a pretty good beat.
They can. I've seen you dance before, Nancy, though. I think you're pretty good at this.
And now we have our village president, Rick Leach, throwing treats to the crowd. He promised us a better weather day.
Yeah, come on. He's coming up here for us. There we go. All right, there we go. All right.
Oh, lots of treats for us.
In a car driven by Gordon Lucht. Thanks, Gordy.
Here come the Girl Scouts, Nancy. Several troops look like they're represented
Yes,
again.
I think we have Girl
I'm
Scouts and Girl
going to let you take
Scouts.
the microphone for the Girl Scouts, Sharon. I didn't. This is what it's all about.
The Grafton Area Girl Scout troops. Let's give them all a big round of applause.
Boy, fashionable little rain outfits on those. Are those
The
little
penguins.
penguins?
Penguins.
Perfect.
And we got some snowflakes coming, which is not cold enough for snow, so we have to have them bring the snow to us.
I think it's so cute the way the Girl Scouts and each little troop gets into the theme in their own special way. They do a wonderful job.
But again, here we go with the whole atmosphere, and this is kind of showing you how many different scout troops there are in the Grafton area that come in and, you know, are active all year long doing things with the kids, and then, you know, get together and do things on days like today, and it's just great.
Volunteer leaders like Mary Coruscant and Lynette Kelly that just went by. You saw them waving to the camera. I hope we got that on.
You know, not only is it a commitment for the kids, but it's such a commitment for the parents as well, you know, and it's great to see them all out here, and it looks like we have quite a few more coming. We're not done.
That's excellent.
By the way, for those of you at home who didn't catch it, we just had a gust of wind here about 2 minutes ago, and I think the entire stage almost went over.
We were holding fast to our papers.
If you lose us here for a moment, we'll just pick up after we get ourselves back up on the
wind
truck.
does seem to be picking up a little bit. I think it was a good call. One of the things that we found that we should do to be responsible in economic times that are a little bit tough for some of our companies right now is to cancel a segment of the parade, and that was the big helium balloons. And the way the weather turned out today, I think that was an excellent call made by our committee.
I don't think with the wind and the weather that we have today, we would have been able to even have the balloons out on the street.
I agree.
But it's remarkable, you know, when you talk about in tough economic times, the amount of support that the local businesses here in town and throughout the community give to us. It's just a matter of a few months ago. We just finished up with the Grand Prix, and now here we are at the Christmas Parade, and this is completely sponsored by local area businesses and their generosity and support.
Right now, we have the Jolly Giants, Stilt Walker and Wheel Walker. They come from Madison, Wisconsin, and the Jolly Giants have been performing their special brand of fun and folly for parades all over the state. So we'd like to welcome them to Grafton for the first time. Watch out, don't get run over. Kind of looks like a gerbil, doesn't he?
Kind of sort of looks like one. I think you must have gotten that idea from the pet at home.
Wow.
Don't try this at home, Nancy.
The Man, that's scary. I think he knows what he's doing
I,
now, so I shouldn't.
I have a feeling that he's done this once or twice before.
Just
Yes,
so
eh?
nobody just runs off from the curb and tries to get in, too. That could happen.
That's right.
Ooh,
Right
Milwaukee
now-
Lutheran, they're great. Nancy, give the crowd a little bit of information on these people.
Sponsored by Orion Corporation, we have the Milwaukee Lutheran High School Band.
Those are the Red Knights, I think they call them.
Under the direction of Del Schmidt, they've been together 33 years, and they've been in Grafton's Parade for about 12 years. The Milwaukee Lutheran High School Band took first place, Class A, for 10 years in a row. They've traveled to Virginia Beach, Disney World, Florida, and California.
Evidently, their director is the Grinch. I don't know if the cameras are going to get a shot of this on the side over here, but
Oh, look at that.
it looks like
Yep.
they're directed by the Grinch.
Came right along. They sound great.
The Milwaukee Lutheran High School Band was also sponsored by Community Bank, Community Bank of Grafton and Orion Corporation. And we thank them for their generous donation.
We know this guy.
Bob Reitman, WKTI.
Big supporter of the Grafton Area Chamber of Commerce. I think Reitman's kind of a regular at all of our events, isn't he, Nancy?
Yes, he is. Isn't it fun to have him around? And we put the Clement Sausages and Bernie Brewer right behind him. Nice tie-in, don't you think?
There you go.
Bob's in an Avalanche that was donated by Newman Chevrolet. Usually he picks up a little Corvette, but Newman didn't want to give up a Corvette today.
No, you never know what
Oh,
kind of
they're having a
trickery
race. Here we go.
There go the sausages.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. They tricked the brat. That's not very fair. Here comes Lakeshore Dance Academy.
Lakeshore Dance has been a participant in this parade for many years. They're roughing it. They're not even in ponchos or anything. They're just in the windbreakers, hoping for the best.
They are.
They have to keep moving. That's the dance
As
thing.
long as they keep moving. And then we've got Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. They were working since 7 a.m. at the breakfast this morning, and Sleepy is still going.
There you go. I see a lot of the Grafton cheerleaders.
Looks
are
like the Seven Dwarfs
Yeah.
kidnapped a few cheerleaders of this group, too.
Well, you know, they're dirty little men.
Oh, my.
Well, okay,
Any feelings
messy
on the
little
matter?
men.
There you go.
That's how
Messy
Snow
little
White
men.
used to have
They
to
need
clean
help
up
there.
after them all the time.
Oh, my. Here we
I
go.
meant the mess that they kept.
Here we go.
Well,
Oh,
Zach
and now we have
Society. They've been out
They
in
didn't
our
show
parade
up.
many years.
Right, they didn't show up with as many of their canine friends as they usually do.
Bet they got some cute ones out there, though. Collie, that's what I used to have, Nancy. You know, when I was a kid.
Wow. I just have my little Wheaton Terrier, who's in a dry place now.
Oh, mine too. Mine too. Here comes the dairy unit, too. Probably Officer Podwell's, I would imagine, is going to be in that
Yes.
unit.
With the dairy unit.
He was a friend of yours.
He's a friend of a friend of mine. A couple of friends have been marching through, and they've been
I
friends of a
just
friend of
saw
mine.
another friend of a friend of yours go by.
Gets
Sharon
around.
has a friend who has a lot of friends. We just, you know, she's friendly.
I'm going to hold all comment
Hey,
on this.
Pods.
Okay? Hey, Pods, what's going on, man?
He's great with the kids, though. He's always at the schools, making sure that they're trying to stay with the program of keeping off of drugs. and
Pods
alcohol.
has been in the parade since '93 with the Dare unit. He wants to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Here comes a unit that we love to see in the parade, but you don't like to see her in your rearview mirror.
That's it. You got that right.
That's State
That's
Trooper.
the Wisconsin State Patrol.
It's always better to look at this kind of a unit when you're looking at it coming at you rather than following you.
So when you hear the sirens, it reminds you of things that passed.
Yes, thank you. Wisconsin State Patrol, of course, with I-43 running right through Ozaukee County, the State Patrol has quite a presence here in in the area and help
That's
out in a
right.
number of different situations?
They said on the sheet that they submitted that they came from Fond du Lac.
Yeah.
Really?
So is that the closest?
I think that's their closest regional headquarters, isn't it? I'm not
Makes
sure
me
about
feel
that.
safe.
I never saw so many state patrol cars in my life as, remember that like 30-car pileup that was on 43 last
Yes.
year?
Yes.
I didn't think that there were that many state patrol cars in the state.
You wonder who was protecting the rest of the state when they were all there.
I drove through that about 10 minutes after it happened, coming the other direction, and it was, man, they come from somewhere, but they got there.
Yeah.
Here's a nice quote from Ozaki Daycare. Got a bunch of little guys
Ozaki
on it.
Daycare is now accepting enrollment at their Mequon and Grafton facilities for their school-age program. Their director and chairperson is Lisa Decker. And aren't they, look at the little ones. The rain just doesn't bother them at all,
Nope.
does it?
Here's some more of our friendly costume characters.
These are the Triple I Shrine costume characters. These are the Triple I Shrine costume characters. So could you give them a big round of applause for coming out on a damp day?
My personal favorite's coming up here. That would be the Cookie Monster.
Wow, Cookie Monster. And Ernie. Is the orange one Ernie or?
That's the
no,
Elmo.
no. A Grover.
Elmo.
Elmo.
God darn.
See, I've been away from that for a few
I
years.
think you should have tuned in
I
a little bit.
didn't really think we'd have an argument over costume characters up here today.
Well, you know.
By the end of this parade, there'll be a lot of arguments.
I
going
got,
on, I
yeah,
have a
there you
feeling.
go. If this rain doesn't stop.
For those of you that will be watching this in the comfort of your home, it is cold out here.
The wind is picking up.
It's picking up, and we made the decision in about what quarter to 11 to proceed with the parade, and we're glad we did. But we're just hoping we get it all in here so that.
Actually, the next unit we have are members of the Grafton Lions Club. Their president is Dan McKelvey. The Lions Club does a lot of significant contributions over the year. Many donations to the village, including the shelter down at Veterans Park. They do programs for the visually impaired, and they give scholarships to graduating seniors.
Hey guys! Hey guys!
Move all the way.
They're doing CDs right there.
Did it say they carry hundreds of pounds of candy, or they eat hundreds of
There's
pounds
Joe
of candy?
Salamone. Remember when we saw him last night? He said he'd get us some candy, and
There
he's
you
in
go.
the truck.
There you go.
And we have Paul Malloy here. Paul does double duty.
Oh, he's a helper. He's got the
Thanks,
group
Paul.
No, it would have been nice to walk by. He's always
Paul
thinking
is,
of others. That's
Paul's
the Lions Club.
currently, as well as being involved in Lions, he's currently president of the Ozaki County Republican Party. And he actually put in a call to the governor and tried to get him to appear in the parade today.
Wow.
But unfortunately, Governor McCallum had a previous commitment.
Okay.
But we're going to stay on top of that and try and get him here someday. We've got the connection with Paul.
I think he's in Minnesota for the Axe game with the
I
Minnesota
don't
Gophers.
like hearing that. Is that today? Well, Wisconsin better win.
That's today.
Well, when he could be here having so much fun with us.
Come on. We
He's
could
the
have stopped
governor of
midway
our
in the
state,
parade.
After all, Ozaki
think
County,
they-
the Republican bastion of
I
the state.
I think they play in a dome up there too. So
in
I
a
think
dome. Good for the governor.
Well, good. We're going to get another band, a little bit more music in the group. Looks like Cedarburg High School this time.
turn it over to Nancy here so she can go on the PA.
Sponsored by Hallworth Realty, let's welcome our neighboring community's high school band, the Cedarburg High School Marching Band. Their director is Brian O'Keefe. I understand that the Cedarburg Marching Band is going to Paris over the holidays.
Wow. That's awesome. It's
They
great
could-
when they get that opportunity.
Right. That's why it's important for your kids to stay in band. And I'm sure Paul found that out when he was in band, the wonderful trips that you get to take.
That's right. Mr. Drummer himself. Let's listen to those drums. thing, I guess.
Seems to be.
Here goes
Now, everybody's going to
Lester.
have to bear with us here a little bit because at the
Lester
lineup we know
Bartell.
we've got a few things that might be
Right.
out of order. So, Lester Bartell, the Grafton Town Chairman, elected this spring,
This
right?
is Lester Bartell, the Town Board Chairman, Town of Grafton,
And there's Daryl Hoffman from our village.
followed by the Village Administrator, Daryl Hoffland.
Daryl working with the chamber on a number of projects all throughout the year because we do so much with the local municipality. He's kind of our contact person and helps and supports just the logistics end of all the different things that the chamber does.
Right, we're pretty lucky to have him staying on top of things for us. And also, he's in a beautiful car driven by Keith and Gail Getter. Now, just a little local gossip. The Getter's daughter, or son, is getting married to our parade chairman, Dave Antoine's daughter.
Oh, cool.
This coming summer.
Oh, how
So there
wonderful.
you go.
I'm
I
real
forgot-
impressed that they even put the top down for the parade.
Me too, but
They're
they're
going
good
all out.
sports. It is a brand new car, and he's real happy to show it off.
Oh, here's
I'm-
Outdoor Wisconsin, Nancy.
Dan
We watch this
Small.
all the time. Dan Small.
Dan Small of Outdoor Wisconsin and his friend Terry. Nice to see you.
And we'll just be taking a break here because
Okay, we just had a little.
yeah, we had a little water accident here.
That was rain.
Oh my, it's raining harder now, right under our tarp.
That would be Sharon's.
that's right.
That would be Sharon's soft drink.
We have a
Hate that one.
from the Here We Go preschool and child care center located in Saukville. The theme of their float is a winter wonderland, and it doesn't look like they got the float built. But they're opening in December for children 6 weeks to 6 years, and they're accepting enrollments now. So anyone who's interested in that daycare can call the chamber office, and I'll have information for you.
Another friend from
We got-
KTI.
Here we go, it's Debbie Lazaga, traffic reporter for WKTI, and Grafton Girl. Debbie, did you make it rain today? Did you make it rain today? Thanks for that. Debbie Lazaga grew up in Grafton, and she's also the drama director at Grafton High School. They just wrapped up their recent fall musical, Little Shop of Horrors, I believe, and it was met with quite a lot of enthusiasm from the community.
Sporting the best raincoat of all here, we see Frosty completing his own
There
dome.
Wow,
you go.
and a
We should have been
bubble.
domed in, I think, today.
I'm not sure who that is because they didn't say. Oh, that's the Grafton Falls 4-H
That
Club.
was just going to say, I was thinking it was 4-H because here comes some 4-H Ozaki County Mr. and Mrs. 4-H,
right. Rick Roden and Kim Schlesso.
That'd be Mr. and Miss.
Mr. and Ms.
In a car driven by Greg Bulow.
There you go.
His wife Petra is the head of our celebrity segment of the parade this year.
I think this is your fairest of the fair right behind as well.
It is.
She's brave. She doesn't even have a jacket on anymore. Holy cow.
That's a the fairest of the fair, Kathy Prelow.
Fairest of the fair and the coldest of the parade.
There you go. Here's Ozaki High School coming in, too. Glad to
The
see you.
Ozaki High School Marching Band, sponsored by Hilgendorf Memorial. Costume characters are really working hard, aren't they?
Just happy, even though it's getting a little wet. Here comes the first place vote.
Way forward in the community organization
This is
division.
Cloverleaf 4-H, it looks like.
The Cloverleaf 4-H Club has received the first place award for the Community Organization Division of the parade. Let's give a big hand for all the hard work from the members of the Cloverleaf 4-H Club.
Nancy and Sharon, we were amazed this morning at how many floats. These floats were all showing up in the middle of a major downpour.
It was driving rain. Could
Exactly.
you believe it?
I know. I saw people driving with their car holding on to their floats, hoping they wouldn't fall apart with all the wetness, and they look fine. I'm impressed, totally impressed.
Yes.
They must have been ready for
And
it.
our judges went out there and judged them.
Yep. Here come the Silent Singers, Nancy. They've been in our parade a lot, too. I think they've been in about 10 years or more.
The Silent Singers are in our parade every year. And they also sing the Star Spangled Banner before games, like at the Admirals games, the Mustang games, and the Brewer games in Milwaukee. And I know that throughout the Christmas season they do a lot of performances at the local malls.
Okay. Oh, this is cute, the Yogi Bear Circus bandwagon. Got all decorated up for
Bill and
Christmas.
Donna Reese just purchased this as a fun thing to do in their retirement.
That looks like something you and your husband should get into, Nancy.
I think that Rip and I'd have a great time doing that. Would you and Bob like to join us?
I think Rip
Well,
would
we'd
probably...
let you drive. You could come.
I'm going to pass on this project, thank you.
He would
Wear
probably
that-
make them go in figure 8 or something like that. Pretty snazzy,
That's
sort of like
true.
a Grand Prix
That's
kind of
true.
thing.
There'd be no going in a straight line if Paul
And
joined
he would
us.
always probably have them souped up so they go really fast. Hartford Energizers,
yeah.
it looks like, yep.
Nancy will go to PA so that the crowd can find out about this.
This precision drill team is the...
They're going to the Super
The Hartford Energizers. Let's give them a big hand.
And their director, as they came by, just announced that this group of young ladies will be headed for the Super Bowl down in New Orleans, hopefully watching the Packers play.
Oh, that would be great, wouldn't it? Let's give a big welcome the first time in our parade to Joyce Garbasiak of Fox 6 News. Thanks for coming today, Joyce. And your girls.
Joyce looks a little warmer when she's in the studio.
That's
Yes, she
right.
does.
This is very
It's
the
great.
elements
We always
again.
have...
Thank you. She said she was on the bubble, you know, about showing up, but her girls were looking so forward to coming up and being in this parade, she just didn't want to disappoint us.
There you go.
Joyce lives down in Mequon, so she's one of our Rocky County celebrities.
Captain Hook or Captain Morgan?
That would be
wow.
Captain Hook.
Oh, this is Captain
Just
Morgan.
checking.
Captain Hook.
I could make a comment here about the Captain Morgan, but I'll refrain.
Okay, uh-oh, we lost an antler.
Oh my God,
Antler.
we have an antlerless.
This is Target. Target unfortunately ran into a few problems with their float, but they had a ton of wonderful giveaway items to give to the kids. So they made do with what they could. They filled their shopping baskets up, and they're giving away great stuff.
They got the idea for that deer on the hood of the car when they hit the thing last night.
That was it. You have to thank everyone from Target, all of their sales associates, for not only being one of our great supported businesses, but for all the gifts they're giving out to the kids today.
They're all in trouble too because big signs up at Target. They're not supposed to remove the shopping carts from the parking lot.
Here, Buster. Good thing that state trooper's not around anymore.
Right.
And we have a ton of candy out in the street.
Oh,
And we
boy.
got a little gap coming back to the Chamber Calliope, which is probably a good thing.
Well, let them pick up all the candy that got loose there by the Target people. Looks like they had trouble with the wheels of those carts. That always happens to me when I'm at those shopping places, too.
That happens to me in the store, too. I hate when that happens.
So I'm accident prone. That just
I think
happens.
that the Chamber, by the looks of things, the Chamber Calliope is in a parade all of its own.
Back to you, Paul.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, Nancy did this to me last year, that when there was nothing to say about the parade, it was...
This is a little strategy that we developed.
Yeah.
We just thought when, you know, there was a little lull in the activity, Sharon and I would just go, back to you, Paul.
That's
That
good.
sounds
That's good.
professional. We practiced that all yesterday.
Well, I'm happy for you both. And
Target, I just want to say a little bit about Target, that they've been in Grafton for 2 years. And they took first place last year with their float. And this year what happened was they couldn't find a place to build it. And then when they did find a place to build it, something fell through with the trailer. So that's why. Next year they hope to be back in full force with a nice big float. This is our Chamber Calliope that we've owned for 3 years. It was donated to the Chamber by Ozaki Bank. And we use it in parades and celebrations all around the county.
is there anyone in there?
And I don't think so.
It's there's a mystery guest.
Lori's
Playing the music.
handing out candy that she would have thrown
Lori is
from the
usually
flight.
riding in the Calliope, but now she's handing out candy. For her second appearance in the parade. She's a busy lady today.
There you go. Oh, more candy. We're going good to go.
We get custom deliveries up here. That's one of the perks. It's one of the perks of being in the PA booth
Right.
here.
Jawbreakers?
Here's
Job-
Smarties for you.
I could
There
get
we
a little
go.
bit smarter,
Smarties
obviously.
for you.
Yes, Smarty. I am a Smarty.
I think that probably what'll happen is if we get too much candy, we can throw it back at some of the people in the
think we
parade.
can
That
do
would
That's
that.
work
why
out
I'm
very
gathering
well.
some up, because
Accumulating
we
it
need
to
some
throw it
ammo for
back
one of the last units
There
that comes
you
through.
go.
That's right.
I'm hoping, that a miracle would happen and the street would dry up, because the chocolate that's going to be thrown at the end of the parade is just the most delicious chocolate. About 400 or 500 pounds of solid milk chocolate. We loaded into bags last night, and of course when it hits the wet, I don't know how good it's going to be, but it's wrapped.
It's good chocolate, though. People will go for it pretty quick, so I think we
think
won't have a
so.
problem.
And out of those 400 or 500 pounds, I think last year about 50 pounds was thrown up this direction.
Oh, and it
because
was so good. Well, it's a little light now because I helped him fill the bags, and I hadn't had dinner, so that sweet tooth just kind of took over.
I really like the way
Here
that...
comes the weatherman.
Well,
Help me.
the weatherman, Jim Ott, I think, from
I have
TMJ.
to look at my script for that.
Well, I made a mistake one year about calling him Paul Joseph, and I've never lived
This
it down.
is Jim Ott. You can announce him over the PA, and it's okay.
Let's ask this person why the weather is the way it is. Thanks, Jim, for the little break in the weather so we could get this in. Thanks for joining us today.
Here comes the St. Joseph School. They've got a nice float coming down the way again, too. I think that's the one that was really holding on tight when they were riding down the road, and I was behind them.
Right. They weren't quite sure what they would call their float. At the time they submitted their entry, it was called Winter Fun. But they said the class was voting on suggestions. They're in our parade every year, and this float is built by 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students.
Looks
There we go.
So that's the St. Joseph School with their sculpted figurines. They make this an activity for the junior high students. And they spent many hours building that float and putting together the sculpted characters on it.
You know, what I was going to mention is what really went well this past week was Tuesday night's tree lighting ceremony in downtown Grafton here.
Yes,
We had
that's
an extra
right.
now and
Paul,
again.
why don't you tell us a little bit about that? You were in charge of the tree lighting that we held last Tuesday, correct?
We had it on Tuesday night, and we had a nice weather night, because the first year we had rain, last year we had blowing cold winds, and we had a nice turnout here. It's a kind of a short, sweet, and simple ceremony, because we can't unveil some of the things that other communities do. We save Santa Claus for today and things like that. But we had the Ozaki Chorus here performing a few numbers the other night, and that was always appreciated. And they had a great turnout from the group, probably around 30 or 40 people. Okay.
I think it went quite well, and I think it's something that we can build on. Each year we get a few more people, and if the weather cooperates, we have Ferrante's, who really supports the event by offering a wonderful family-style spaghetti dinner at a very reasonable price, and we set the time at about 6 o'clock so that families can come down, and then they can go into Ferrante's for a nice spaghetti dinner on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, and Ferrante's had a nice crowd in there after the event, and like I said, it's an event it's a rekindled event. It was done a number of years ago in Grafton, and the Chamber picked up on it a couple of years ago, and this is our third, and hopefully it'll just continue to become a part of the festivities of this week and become a very recognized part of the event.
Well, you did a great job organizing that, and also getting the little kiddies to help you do the special clap to light the tree.
Yes, we light the Christmas tree with the infamous Christmas tree clapper, and works very well.
And I see that our friends from Jodon Farms made it up here from Franksville with the traditional middle of our parade, the nativity scene that we have with Mary and Joseph depicting the spiritual and religious journey, the reason that we celebrate the holiday. And riding on one of those camels is Ali Fritzababa.
Ali Fritzababa. I think that was the name we had cloned him.
Fritz something.
Yeah.
And Mr. Fritz bid on it at the Big Brothers Big Sisters auction, and he had the high bid for a ride on the camel. And also each year riding on a camel, sort of a steadfast mainstay of the parade, is our former village trustee, Ron Pugh.
Ron Pugh. Now, tell us more about those camels,
Okay,
Nancy.
okay,
One
I
hump or
gave you a little
two?
test.
Okay.
What's the one humper called?
Bacadarian?
No. The B, two humpers, like a B
B-
sideways,
B
is a
sideways.
Bacadarian.
Okay, and the dromedarian is the one hump.
That's
Gotcha.
it. These animals come to you from Jodan Farms in Franksville, Wisconsin, and they depict the journey of the three wise men to the manger. The camel riders are volunteers from our community, and one of them is Alibaba Fritz or something. I was supposed to say that.
He got the Bacadarian.
And our animal handlers, the little shepherds, are the members of the Big Brothers Big Sisters organization.
I think every year they come out and they get a kick out of walking
They do.
with these
I had
animals.
to have a little talk with the people from Jodan Farms. And, you know, I learn a little bit more every year that I do this parade. And I didn't think that this was very nice. And I know there's a lot of animal lovers out there that won't like this, but do you know that even the people that raise those goats call them stupid? The Big Brothers Big Sisters were saying how the goats just keep going and going until they choke themselves and they don't stop. Well, the people at Jodan told me that the goats will just lay down and let the people drag them because they're stupid.
Okay.
This
I think
public
we're
service
gonna-
announcement brought to you by.
I don't like that because my dad used to call me nanny goat.
Oh,
What do you
no.
think that meant?
We'll talk about that later.
Moving right along in the parade here, ladies and gentlemen.
It was the people from Jodan that said that, not me.
That's right. This must be the Wisconsin Antique Power Reunion group.
So we usually have a lot more tractors than this, but I think there's a reason that they didn't bring them out today. They have a lot of time invested in these
money, right.
restored pieces of farm antique.
Exciting. You know, the decorations look really nice downtown here. Did you notice the cross on Labuddy? That's something new.
cross.
The cross in
La
Labuddy.
Crosse on Labuddy.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
I think it's beautiful. It really looks nice at night when he's got it lit up.
That's right.
There's Mr. Labuddy right down there.
That's right.
Oh, Mr. Erickson of Mr. Labuddy.
That's right. I'm impressed to see as many people along the roadside in the weather. I think we still have a pretty nice
I think
crowd
we have a great
for what
crowd.
happened.
You know, the people from Channel 12 News called yesterday and asked me, okay, how many people do you have that come to your parade about? A couple hundred? And I went,
This is the first time we've ever had, like, you know, service, tableside
first
service
time
here.
anyone has ever offered. Isn't that Rich Erickson something?
Rich Erickson of Labuddy
And
Feed
by
and
the way,
Grain
the
coming up
cross
in
on the building, superb.
a warm sandwich would be nice, but that's, you know.
He didn't offer that,
Yeah,
did he? Well, he'd have to run up to Burger King for that, wouldn't he? He probably doesn't want to miss the rest of the parade.
No.
Next year we need like a broadcast booth, Nancy. It's getting a little cold up here. We have to work on building one of those ahead of time.
I think we should just bring a fishing shanty up here.
That'll work. That'll work very well.
The group that's coming down the street right now is a first time in our parade. They're called the New Generation Fancy Drill Team, and they are from the Chicago area. They're sponsored by the Cedarburg Grafton Rotary Club and Ozaki Bank. And it's their first time in our parade, and we're happy to have them today. So when they come here, we hope you'll give them a big round of applause.
You know, if I'm not mistaken, though, too, as this parade has gone on in time, there are more and more people out here on the streets. When we first stepped off the parade at about 11:05, we were a couple minutes late. But the crowds have filled in. I mean, this is nowhere close to what our usual crowd is, and I'm sure that's due to weather. But there's more and more people looking up the street here now that we've gotten going, and I think people realize the parade was actually a go.
I think people were just waiting in the houses and in the shelter to find out. Like they're going to do a bit of a show.
I think so.
Jaguar?
I didn't get too much information on them. I didn't
No.
get any sheet, but I
Remind-
just know that they came out of the Chicago, Illinois
Remind me
area.
a lot of a stalwart of this parade, which
Right.
has been South Shore Drill Team, which are still coming up here in our parade. They usually
Oh.
are right at the end, but
That issue got settled?
huh?
The issue got settled?
I think so. I believe so. It's in the good
Special
hands of our
Olympic
committee
people
back
are
at
walking in our parade.
it's in the good hands of our people back at the lineup area.
The Ozaki Special Olympics provides year-round program of sports training for athletes with cognitive challenges. Let's hear it for the Ozaki Special Olympics. Oh, Holy Cross 4-H Club always comes up with a nice
Yeah, I was
float.
just gonna say that one's looking pretty.
And it looks
pretty
like they won an
nice.
award. Second place there in the community organization
Oh,
division.
that's 2 years in a row that they took second place. They had second place also last year.
Right.
It's a beautiful float. They don't have their theme, but Diane Harms is their organizational leader.
They're from Fredonia. It
Yes,
looks like,
that's
right?
correct.
Okay. Another tribute to a little patriotism here with the Statue of Liberty up there.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's amazing. I was driving around, and how many of the Christmas lights out this year are not the traditional red, green, and white. It's red, white, and blue. And
right.
a lot of the yards are done up in the patriotic themes. And of course, this holiday season is just not the same after September. But people move on and move forward, and just remember with a lot of honor to those people that are no longer with us.
This is the Holy Cross 4-H Club. They took second place in the float division. Let's give them a big hand for all their hard work. United we stand in a winter wonderland. Nice theme. That's a nice theme, isn't it?
Yep.
Nice float. It's done by the kids, and get it ready for today.
I think
This
is
looks
gonna
like
be
Rock Road.
Yeah, Rock Road from Channel 58.
He's tucked under his foul weather gear there.
He's a sports guy. He's got
Sports guy.
sports gear
Right.
on. He's ready.
I have to go repeat now on the PA so the people can hear him interject.
That's right.
That's all right. We've only done that once today.
From CBS 58, Rock Road. It was more than once. I just know it.
We're making you feel good, Nancy, okay?
We're helping.
Thank
We're
you.
trying to.
I can't help it. He
Any,
said
just
they
as
don't
long as we don't have any more goat speeches, we're
That's
fine,
right.
and we'll proceed with the
have a
parade.
little
We want to
carried
keep
away
your
with that.
spirits
Yes,
up.
you
We
do.
don't want you to go off on a
I
tangent.
hope it was the goats now.
Let's not worry about it. Here comes, Baby Bop and Barney. Let's worry about that next.
Christmas. Oh, and here we have two of children's favorites.
There you go. Baby Bop and Barney, right?
And Purple Monster.
Purple
and
Monster
his
and
friend.
Green Monster.
know,
And-
Do the
whatever.
licensing agreements.
Do you know
Yeah.
anything
That would be
about
Purple
the
Monster and his friend,
Nancy? You
okay.
wanna tell
We're
us
not
the
going
story?
national with this, or,
Yes.
the money would be gone.
I know.
Budget would be blown. They look pretty good in the truck, though, don't
There
they?
you go. It must be donated by Five
Five
Corners.
Corners.
That was great, Bob. Were they up at the breakfast as well, or did
They
not
weren't
get
at
up
the
there?
breakfast this morning.
Well, they must
we
have had another
reserved them
engagement.
Specifically for the parade, actually.
Ooh,
And
this
the
is a nice
third
looking
place
float,
This
too.
is very nice.
Third
this is
place.
by MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving. They've been together for 3 years. The theme of their float is Winter Wonderland. That's good. That's in keeping with the theme of our parade.
It looks like they have, just to give some of the other businesses some credit, they have a sign on the front of their truck. In order to put this float together, they got donations from Walmart, Kmart, Home Depot, Parkside Inn, Lackey and Joyce, and many other contributors. And that's just, again, symbolic of a lot of people think that, or are not aware that this parade is sponsored by the Grafton Chamber of Commerce, a group that represents the businesses here in town, and that it's without the help of those businesses that this event does not happen. A lot of people, and we're not putting anything down on, but think it's government sponsored or whatever. This is actually put on by a group of a private group every
That's
year.
right.
This whole weekend event.
That's right. And we do rely on the village to help us with the police protection and the traffic control and the Department of Public Works things. This is the Lamplighter Society. They're Civil War reenactors. Holly Wilhelm Spaeth is their director. And they do many Civil War reenactments throughout the state. The Lamplighter Society were angels of the battlefield during Cushing's Battery. I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is either. I know
Well,
I've seen them out at Pioneer
during
Village
Civil
doing
War.
things, so I know they... And there's our Poppy Princess, Brittany Wallach. That was the senior princess. I think the next one coming is the junior princess, Danny Schultz, probably.
So Sharon, about how far are we through the lineup?
Well, we're probably around 78 to 80, right in that
We're getting
range.
there.
We're moving along. There's supposed to be 104. We've had a few drop out, though. I heard, unfortunately, a couple floats ended up falling apart at the last minute, so we did
I think when
miss
the
out
wind
on
picked
that.
up, once they were wet, they probably got them in for the judging, but
Yeah, that's the problem.
the trolley that's coming down the street is compliments of one of our local real estate,
Coldwell Banker?
Caldwell Banker. I believe that Wendy Reamer and Karen Stockwell were in charge of contacting the chamber and getting the trolley in the parade because they had so much fun in the Cedarburg 4th of July parade. They wanted to do it again.
Okay.
I bet they're wishing that the weather would have been more 4th
No
of July-ish today.
Oh, that's for sure.
So that's,
Trying to give out balloons. Now, that's going to be a trick down there, Nancy. I
that
have
is
a
going to be
feeling.
a trip.
I think they should just, like, everybody gets the whole lot of them and spread it out. Let them
Yeah.
go with the flow, because it's going to be pretty hard.
Sharon, I think we're going to be in a little trouble if we say back to you, Paul.
Paul's lost.
It seems he's gone missing in action.
The ladies get to take over. Excellent.
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 Now we can tell stories about him.
And we don't have enough time for that, Nancy.
No,
Let's just
and we-
move on with the parade and continue there.
That's true. That would be right up there with my goat story.
Yeah, that would take a little while to go over, that's for sure. I think one year we were in a trolley as a parade committee.
I think that's
long
right.
ago.
I think that was probably the first year that I did the parade.
That's right.
Boy, they look nice and dry in there, don't they?
Yeah, I think we should work with them more often. They should help out a little bit
Caldwell
more.
Banker took the easy way out. They look nice and dry. Thanks for joining us today.
Here's somebody from KISS FM, Tony Zamboni.
Tony Zamboni from KISS 103.7 FM. He says they call him Tony Zamboni because he used to drive the Zamboni ice machine for the Milwaukee Admiral. And now we have the Greendale Village Concert Band who join us in our parade every year. Let's give them a big hand. Now that's the way to do it.
Yeah, no kidding. If I were in a band, that's the way I'd want to be moving through town.
I think it's just wonderful the way everybody came out today.
I'm
You
amazed.
could tell there were a lot of people up at St. Paul's, but there was a time when I really thought the parade wasn't going to come down the street.
That would have probably been when the wind started blowing and the rain went sideways for a while there really hard. That was
A little
bad
questionable.
sign. I think this is Gold's Pick and Save. Don't they always come with their Excalibur? Something in there? I think so.
That's a beautiful vehicle, isn't it? Merry Christmas to everybody from Gold's Pick and Save. What a great car. Okay, Sharon.
I'm
Batten
glad,
down the hatches.
I'm glad my papers were wet because they're stuck to the cable. They aren't going anywhere now.
This vehicle is a 1948 Crosley Motors panel truck. Do you know that it was originally owned by Smith Brothers in Port Washington for fish delivery?
Holy cow.
And it was restored by Ernest Thorne. And it's sponsored by Julie Thorne's Custom Interior Artistry.
Cute.
It's his second year in our parade.
Oh, look, here's the first place float. George Webb's, Mighty
First
George.
place commercial division, George Webb Restaurant.
Been there.
And there, yeah. Good hamburgers.
I was going to say, good burgers.
Try.
Cup of
We
coffee.
can say that now because Paul's not here.
That's right.
Oh, second only to Burger King, actually. Oh, here he comes.
No. Were you making one of those official pit stops, Paul?
The toys from the George Webb Toy Drive are donated to needy children in Ozaukee County. So you can call the George Webb Restaurant in Cedarburg for more information on how to donate a toy to their annual toy drive.
What, did you miss me or what?
We were talking about hamburgers and how much we like George Webb's, just so you know.
Okay, well, that's fair enough.
Paul, you know that goat story I told before?
Absolutely.
I told a story about you while you were gone.
Did you? Which one?
You'll have to wait and see the broadcast.
That's not fair because I live in Cedarburg and I don't get the broadcast.
You'll have to move.
Oops. I think we knew that. We'd like to welcome Kathy Lake from Retro Rock Radio, WGLB 100.1 FM.
Sounds like I'll be looking for a tape, won't I?
And Richard Carlson.
How about that, Nancy?
Whoa,
Richard
how about
Carlson came to
that?
our parade. He used to help out on the broadcast
He
long
did.
ago.
I did my first video broadcast of this Christmas parade with Richard Carlson.
There you go.
Back
He's your
in
mentor, obviously.
1992. They
Okay,
put me
I
down
gotta
on
go.
the street. Oh, too much?
I gotta go.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
All right. Too
Talk
bad this
about
rain
those
isn't
snowmobiles,
snow.
Paul.
Two nice
Looks like
new
an
looking
art
machines.
cat.
One Arctic Cat, the new Skidoo Legend, by
Are
the
you
way.
feeling it?
I'm
Are you
feeling it.
feeling
I'll
it?
tell you what, if it drops about 10 degrees, we'll be doing it by tonight.
Okay. We'll be slipping and sliding first.
I thought you'd give us the specifics, sort of like the Price is Right, and we could like guess how much they cost.
From the Monticello Snow Club.
Do you ever ride with Monticello Snow Club?
I'm a member.
Ooh, wow.
I'm a member.
I didn't see your card.
Sorry.
Coming up now, sponsored by St. Michael Hospital, is the Lake Band of Milwaukee. They were founded in 1852, and their motto is Champions in Every Way. Over the years, the band has won numerous national and state championships, and they are currently in a rebuilding mode. They are open to all grade school through high school age children. That's the Lake Band of Milwaukee, sponsored by Milwaukee Hospital. Let's give them a big Grafton welcome.
Group. There used to be a number of different lake bands, but they've been around, I want to say, for about 30 years. Continue this tradition.
That's 50 years together. You would know that because you know that.
I was going to say, he was a small top.
Thank you, Grandma.
Anytime.
I think this next one is sponsored by FM 106. I'm not.
You don't need our glasses to see that, I don't
Yeah.
Oh boy, the wind's picking up.
Yes, it is.
We're running down to the last grand finale segments here, so we're doing good. We're gonna
The
get it
FM
in.
106 mobile van, today's continuous country favorites is their theme, and seen this at a number of different locations, state fair, county fairs, and makes the rounds.
Oh, they're broadcasting.
We're not going to air here in about a couple of seconds. So we can get into all of you guys. Christmas spirit here. Come on, Captain, you can do better than that. We can put too much on the shade, can't we?
I don't know if you can pick this up at home, but there's somebody broadcasting from inside the mobile booth there, and they're trying to get the crowd fired up a little
Sort
bit.
of challenging.
Oh, and lots of candy along the sidelines for the kids. The nice thing about having entertaining units like the New Generation Fancy Grill Team in the parade are the fact that they're very entertaining. The other thing about them is they create a few gaps and a little bit of a backup in the parade when they stop to perform. But, you know, that's why we pay them the big bucks to come. to perform, so we got to put up a little bit in the backup.
Continuing in our candy drive here.
They don't see you, Paul. They're looking for younger, smaller children here. Here's a group that put a little bit of float together for the Relay for Life, which
That
helps
event is held in June. It'll be held the 14th and the 15th in 2002 at Cedarburg High School. They raise a lot of money for cancer research.
It looks like the whole float went bad.
Looks like some of the dwarfs are coming through the parade again.
See, they're more useful than you thought. And there's Bucky
I
Badger.
think they want to keep moving. Oh, and we did find a Bucky Badger.
Bucky Badger's here.
Bucky was ill last night.
That's what I hear. Strep throat or something like that.
Throat.
Then when Kevin Brandt.
Let's hear it for Kevin Brandt of WKLH. And now Elgin, who's driving his vehicle along with Joyce Longley. Let's give them a big round of applause, everybody. They're such good sports, aren't they? A couple of gals from my golf league.
Oh, there you go.
Usually I see them on the golf course.
I do feel so left out. So.
WOKY.
That's an interesting looking van.
We need one of those to drive around. Pick up a few people.
We have one of those as a storage trailer for the Grand Prix.
There you go. Maybe it will work with you out.
When I was a kid, that was the rock and roll station.
That's right. Bob
We
Berry.
heard this next unit was a no-show, but there they are. It's a unit from the Grand Prix.
Looks like Mark Thibodeau van.
Mark Thibodeau, one of our co-chairs, along with Tom Sweet, who you saw go through earlier, and Lori Sass, our chamber president. Okay, the event held every September here in Grafton, the largest of its kind in southeastern Wisconsin.
That's correct. And Paul puts that event together and is our race coordinator. And here they are, folks, the South Shore Drill Team from Chicago, Illinois. Let's give them a big warm welcome.
We're just going to sit back and let them perform. has got to be the largest portable stereo system I have ever seen.
Wow, they're something, aren't they? Their costumes every year are better than ever. And now, the big star of the show, Santa Claus! And we have lots of chocolate candy coming up after him, thrown by the Grand Grafton Christmas Parade Committee.
Oh, the Grand Prix will take credit for it. That's fine. All right.
Merry
And this
Christmas,
Merry Christmas,
Santa.
Santa.
Sponsored by Home Depot.
And for her third trip through the parade,
Boy, I trifecta for Lori Sass. Look out, she's really mobile this year.
And here comes the Holiday Events Committee, throwing lots of chocolate for all the kids. Looks like we're a little short on people. I bet a lot of them are back getting things cleaned up.
They're throwing the whole bag out. Cell phones are being
Cell
thrown.
phones.
Cool.
committee, they're all out there.
They're everywhere. They're just trying to get the candy.
We want to thank people like Dave Antoine and Mike Herbrand, who are the co-chairs of the event, Tom Johnson, who did the cars, Petra Bulow, who did the celebrities, Katie Schmidt, who did the Oh, we're getting shouted now. We also want to thank Carl Harms and his crew for the video broadcast.
He's got some
And we want to
helpers.
thank Jim Cole and his friends from H&K Concrete for our stage. Jeff Fidel of the band, Ann Neiman, who's taking care of tonight's auction.
You know, I do have a list of the people who are helping on the broadcast.
Right.
It was Peter Auld, Scott Logden, Neil Cohen, and Amber Kindclipple.
Go down on the ground. Let's go down. Back up. Go on either side. Hold on. Are we on? Well, we're here at the end of the parade, and Nancy, another great job. This is here. How many years have you been doing this now?
This is my 10th parade.
10.
Feeling like a drowned rat.
Actually, we got through. I mean, it looked as if it was going to be a lot worse, and the wind kicked up and almost blew us off the stage a few times. Sharon, what do you think? You rode in it last year, and this year you get to watch it from the sidelines.
I love watching it better than being in it because I get to see everything that way. So
Yeah, but you
much
didn't.
better.
You didn't get to throw any candy this year. You just got to be hit by it.
I got to throw some back. I caught some and threw it back, so I'm okay.
So, did you have the names of the helpers that were with us today? Okay, Carl and his gang were here helping us today, and everybody from the Grafton Video Club at the high school. And actually, not a bad turnout, Nancy. What do you think?
I think we had a great turnout. I want to thank everybody that came today, and especially all of the people that braved the elements and donated to the parade and built the floats, and sponsors, and the people that were in the parade most of all really put a valiant effort forward. So please join us next year for the 23rd annual Grafton Christmas Parade.
And on behalf of the Grafton Chamber of Commerce, the board of directors, all of our members, and all the members of the Holiday Events Planning Committee, wishing you and your family a very happy holiday season. We'll see you next year.